they were struggling from the arc. So what did Britt do? He decided to say, you know what, enough of these shooting threes. We're going to get to the basket. And he single-handedly put his head down and got to the rack at will.
To the starting lineups. First for the Tribe, Tim Rustoman. It's been a great year for him and his senior season as well. First in the CAA field goal percentage. They had a 58% from the field. The All-CAA second-team selection for head coach Tony Shaver, the all-time winningest coach in William & Mary history. Caught up with him earlier today. Excited about the opportunity to try to get his team back to the title game for the third time in 7 seasons. Raphael Guthrie, the starting 5 of the Towson Tigers, has been a key contributor along with Mike Burwell, Veneman, who you talked about, and Damas. That's 4 seniors out of that group with Tomas Parker Rivera, the sophomore. And head coach Pat Scarry, what a turnaround it was at Towson. Just 2 years ago, they had just 1 win, 1-31, 18-13 last year. They're 23-9 now. Let's go to Dallin, who's standing by with Coach Scarry.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you beat William & Mary twice this year. Marcus Thornton was a combined 6 for 30. What were you successful in doing to shut him down, and what do you need to do today?
Well, we got to take away the three-point shot. He's a terrific player. I don't know if you can shut him down. We're going to try to
come in so late in the process and get these guys to buy in and gel together is a huge feat.
Tim Nestor, William Covington, and Tim Comer, our officials here today. As we re-jump. And underway in semifinal game number 2, winner to take on Delaware for the championship tomorrow. And the Tigers on the defensive end first with Tomas Parker Rivera not going to pass out of bounds. And here's Marcus Thornton. On the day he had yesterday, 16 points in that last game. One of the leaders for this team, the junior who we just talked about. Senior-laden team. Here's a 3 by Brett, and the first shot is good for Brandon Brett, the senior out of Chesapeake, Virginia. 3-0 Tribe.
That was vintage William & Mary basketball. They swung the ball around the perimeter. Multiple guys touched it. Ends up with a 3.
Guthrie allowing the pass from Veneman. Gets a step. A little bit too strong that time. Tarpey feeding the cutter, and it's Rustoman. Quick 5 on the board for the Tribe. William & Mary knocking off College of Charleston 70-59 yesterday. Had to come from behind. Much better second half for them. Tigers were in a foul fest against James Madison. Ended up coming out on top 80-71. Burwell behind the back for Benjamin. That's a 3. And that's good.
Nice possession that time by Towson. Burwell came off the high ball screen, hit it hard, drew two defenders, tossed it back for Benjamin for the 3.
And that's what we're talking about with his versatility. 33% from three-point range. Needs to be guarded everywhere on the court. Foul on Guthrie.
You know, William & Mary, they started the game with a 3. Good ball movement. Britt was set. And then what they do, they get out in transition. They'll take opportunity breaks. Good job by Rustoven at beating Towson bigs down the middle.
How many big shots have Thornton hit last night?
Oh, huge. I mean, and he struggled for most of the game, but down the stretch, he hit the shots that put him over the hump.
Rustoven steps. Marcus Damas right to the hole.
That's a little bit of the versatility I talked to you about with Damas in the open. He's long, he's athletic, and you have to guard the 3. And once you push up on him, he can put the ball on the floor, as you just saw.
Britt thought about the three and gave it up to Thornton. Damas is a 1,000-point scorer for Towson. And it's a turnover. Tiger ball.
Right there, you see Damas outside the three-point line. He gets all the way to the basket with one dribble, and he's just long, he's stretched, and just extended. Someone from William & Mary has to come over and give help.
The only player to really play significantly for Coach Scarry for the 3 years that he's been the coach. He was the best player on that 1-31 team a couple years ago. Look how far they've come.
Well, Coach Scarry said of all the guys, he's made the most sacrifices on the ball club so far, just based on his individual ability. He said because before they got Benjamin, he was the guy. He said he can easily get you 25 points a game. He said what he's done is downshifted his game offensively to give Benjamin a little bit more freedom.
Tim Rustoven called for his first foul for William & Mary, and here is Mike Burwell. Many thought that he probably could have been on one of the all-conference teams this season as Rustoven takes a seat in favor of Sean Sheldon. Burwell, him and Benjamin started all 31 games last year, and that combination along with a couple other players who started all 32 this year. He's averaging over 10 points a game to Towson 1-point lead. Six 0 run by the Tigers after the Tribe scored the first 5 of the game. Gaillard, look at that drive.
Good job that possession with William & Mary with their spacing. They spread you out. They put 4 guys at least outside the three-point line, and then that opens up potential driving opportunities, especially off of ball movement.
And the two-time team captain at William & Mary has given them a 1-point lead. They got a foul away from the ball, says Tim Nestor.
Take a look at the spacing by William & Mary. 4 guys outside the arc, and when you have body movement as well as ball movement, it will create driving opportunities. And if you're Towson, you can't follow the ball. You have to jump in the direction of the ball and be ready to help.
Inside for Guthrie. And redirected. Thornton. That was quick, and Burwell has the rebound. Omar Pruitt was called for the foul for William & Mary. Their second team foul, just over 4 minutes gone by here in the first half. Damas on the drive. A little contact, and a basket counts.
I think Damas has sniffed out a weak link. There's no way that the Tribe can guard him one-on-one that far from the basket. He's just taking the isolation situations and taking advantage of them and getting to the rack. Good job by him not settling for jump shots, doing what he has to do to inch his way to the basket. William & Mary down 1.
Guthrie's got to go over that screen. You heard Coach Scarry say, chase them off the line, over the screen, chase them off the three-point line.
Well, you certainly have to, because William & Mary is the best in terms of shooting the three-pointer throughout the CAA. First at 39.6% from the outside. As Marcus Damas is at the free throw line, was fouled by Sean Sheldon before the timeout. Made the basket and converts the three-point play. Thornton. Big ball reversal to the corner and back up top for Tarpey. Shot clock at 10. Tarpey. The extra pass to Pruitt for 3. Doesn't go. Good offensive rebound by Sheldon. Got it stripped. And will stay with the Tribe. Brett for 3. Again, space, and he drains it. Well, kind of goes back to what Dallin was just talking about there a little bit.
All night long, William & Mary, they're going to have good spacing. So from a defensive standpoint, if you're Towson, when there are crosses, when there's switches, when there's penetration, your communication has to be high.
Britt 2 for 2 from three-point range. Turnover on the Tigers.
Again, they're spaced out beside the arc, behind the arc, and miscommunication that time between Guthrie and Burrell was left Britt wide open. Adjustments have to be made. If you're going to leave someone open, it can't be Britt because he's hit 2 long bombs already.
It's a communication game against these guys, right? I mean, getting over the top of the screens, finding out the open shooters. If you're sagging in, trying to help out, you got to get out there.
And when you watch their offense, they like, it's great steal that time by Parker Rivera, but their offense likes you to space out, and they take advantage of you making mistakes. They don't attack and initiate things offensively. They play on your miscues. Right here, Rivera does an excellent job at breaking it up. He didn't allow them to pass the ball around the perimeter. He shot the passing lane and got out in transition, and Towson has to do more of that.
Foul right there on Tarpey. We'll say on the floor, so Towson inbounds with Burwell. McGlynn is in for the first time today. The three-point threat for the Tigers. Wearing number 4. Here's Burwell on the drive. Into the feed from Benjamin. Doesn't go. Britt pulls it down. Tarpey steps it in. Got his shot partially deflected by Benjamin. And Burwell takes for 2.
That was just an excellent one-on-one move, I thought, that time by Burwell. Tarpey taking an ill-advised shot. That's not his game, going off the dribble, trying to create. Burwell totally took advantage of it and attacked.
Nice backdoor cut by Pruitt, the CAA's Rookie of the Year. He's going to the free throw line for 2.
Burwell coming full steam ahead. Tarpey backpedaling a little bit, and Burwell just took advantage of him that time in transition. And that's when Towson is at their best, when they don't have to come down each possession and run a set. If they can get this game in a track meet, that's what they want.
It's the first foul of the game on Benjamin for Towson, the second team foul. And Omar Pruitt, the freshman from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, the CAA Rookie of the Year, was the CAA Rookie of the Week 7 times this season, led all freshmen in scoring and was 17th in the conference. And we got a basketball family. His mother and sister played basketball. We'll pick up where they left off, and out of Montgomery County High School. A great addition for the Tribe. They tie the game at 11. Benjamin choosing not to use the Foster screen and runs into traffic. We've got a jump ball. And it'll stay with the Tigers with 11 to shoot.
I tell you what, the Tribe, for the most part, they're doing a good job at having good team defense. That time when Benjamin drove, you had 3 guys coming over to try to give support to try and shut him down. Active hands, because when Benjamin drives, very seldom when he gets that close does he look to pass. Right now, Towson, they're going to have to go quickly because only 10 seconds left on the shot clock, so they can't play around with this possession.
Burwell, he does not. He launches up a jumper. It's a 3. That's good. Transfer from South Florida, one of the 4 seniors for the Tigers. 3-point lead. Before it goes in to Rustover, a foul.
With the short shot clock that Towson had, William & Mary had to be a lot more aware of where the possible shot could come from. That time, Burwell throws it in, and then he just steps in. No one rotates the guard, and then he nails it.
Nice little screen there for him. Burwell goes out. There's a 3 and a foul as Marcus Thornton's going to have 3 shots coming up. Raphael Guthrie picks up the foul.
That time, you know, Marcus Thornton, he was fading backwards, almost falling out of bounds. Guthrie bailed him out on the foul. Marcus Thornton sometimes, I think, settles too much for the long ball. And he can shoot it, but he can also handle the ball. He's so athletic. Sometimes I think he can set up that open jump shot by attacking a little bit more.
Yeah, that was a quick one. The second foul, though, on Raphael Guthrie.
You see right here, he's coming off a little curl screen. Guthrie's a little bit short getting to him, and he pushed him in the stomach. The foul wasn't high. It was right around the midsection.
Coach Scary talking it over with the officials as Guthrie has to come out. Well, he'll sit with 12:51 left first half. And John Davis is in the first time today for Towson. Freshman out of Philadelphia. Here's Brandon Britt returning to the Tribe lineup, and Thornton's going to take a seat.
So far this game, the pace of this game favors William & Mary. It's not that reckless. Each possession from both squads have been mostly half-court situations, and right now they changed their defense. They're in a 1-3-1 half-court defense that's really extended.
Benjamin kicks it to McGlynn. That's what he does, is launch threes. That one doesn't go. Rebound, Damas. John Davis in there in the mix as the foul on the floor on the Tribe.
Now, believe it or not, that's what Towson does best. They throw it up there and they go get it. That possession, you saw 2 different offensive rebounds. If you're William & Mary and you're in that zone, which is very difficult to box out in a zone, especially in 1-3-1, you got to turn and find somebody.
Britt called for the foul, his first. 5 team fouls on William & Mary in this first half. McGlynn to put it in for Benjamin. Benjamin taking on all comers, and it's going to be an offensive foul, and that is really going to change some things here now.
Again, the team defensive contest for William & Mary so far this game has been perfect, especially on Benjamin. Whenever he gets it and looks to drive, they crowd him and crowd him aggressively, because usually he's a shoot-first guy when he drives, and he's getting himself caught up a few possessions once he's driven.
And that was a nice job by Gaylord to take that charge, and that is the second foul on Benjamin. He stays in. He rarely comes out. We'll see what happens here. Rustoven over to Daniel Dixon for a 3. No good. Rebound pulled home by Davis.
With Benjamin with 2 quick fouls, look for him to start now to be less of a driver and start to take more jump shots, Mike.
I was going to say, how does this game, have to change here? It's still 11:35 to go in this first half. You can't pick up a third here.
2 things. He has to be careful on drives and post-ups.
McGlynn relocates. And it's going to be a foul on Gaylord over the back of John Davis coming in for that rebound for Towson. It'll take us to a timeout. So the Tigers lead it by 1, 14-13 over the Tribe. Winner to take on Delaware for the championship tomorrow. Back to Baltimore after this.
Hey, how was work?
Brandon Britt's got 6 points to start on 2 for 2 from the outside. This guy's shooting 50% three-point range this season. The free throw line, John Davis. Yeah, Britt coming in 26 of 52 from three-point range for the Tribe. Didn't know if Davis was going to play today. He had mono earlier this year, missed 11 games, still feeling a little bit of the effects. And Scary said it was kind of a game-time decision, but he is out there. He's got 3 rebounds already, just over a minute of action so far on this one. Good drive by Brett, got it blocked. Parker Rivera and up to Damas. Burwell finishes.
Good hard push that time by Damas off the miss to get them that open jump shot by Burwell in the corner. And when he pushed it, he got no resistance. He got all the way to the paint that time. The defense had to collapse, and it was a smart decision for him to pitch it out.
A 3 by Burwell, coming off a 17-point game in the last game in the win over James Madison. Drive by Thornton, and it is out of bounds off of Rustoven, Tiger ball.
Damas showing you a little bit of his versatility with that 6'7" frame. He pushes it all the way, gets both feet in the paint, and then kicks it to the outside for the open 3. Burwell, we've seen him hit a few threes. We've seen him slash to the basket, and that time we see him doing a little playmaking.
Well, he's 2 for 2 from three-point range so far on this one, with 9 points. Davis going up against Rustoven. Doesn't go. Fight for it. They call a jumper a foul. They call a foul on Burwell. Gaillard ripped it away. Sixteen fouls on the Tigers. First on him. Thornton will step back. Yes. Wow. The junior from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, not far from here. A steal right out of midair by Tarpey, who takes it right in for two. What happened there?
That time, I thought it was just an ill-advised pass, and it almost looked like he was throwing it to Tarpey.
And then Towson stopped playing. It's tied at 17, and Pat Scarry on the sideline says, what are we doing here, guys? Four-point lead erased rather quickly. Damas got it blocked by Tarpey. What a play. It's going to stay with Towson, though.
Look at this. This time, Burwell inbounds it, and there's no one there to kind of help him out. At the last minute, he just throws it away, worried about the count. He would have been better off taking the count, and then you can set your defense up. That time, he just threw it away and gave up 2 points.
Geez, remember back in the day when you're playing ball, everybody came to try to get the ball from out of bounds. Throw it to me, throw it to me.
That time, nobody wanted
the ball. Even out when you're growing up. Gonna head over to the monitor here. Take a look at the shot clock. So it's a review on the shot clock here with 9:28 to go. Whether or not anybody had possession, it got reset. So here's what happened. Here you go. So Damas, the shot was blocked. And there you see the shot clock being reset. So nobody had possession. It should not be reset. It should be Towson ball, because they did call it Towson ball, but shot clock should be at what, around 13 or so?
Yeah, around 13, 15, right now in the pocket, 13. Yep.
Got it.
And I like that rule, you know, because you want to be able to get it right. And in the early part of the game, you'll say, well, what's the difference between 5 seconds or 3 seconds? Well, if this game comes down to the wire, 3 to 5 seconds is an awful lot, especially to a coach.
Tribe defense only has to play D for 13 seconds here instead of 35. You know, different things can happen. Yeah. Now the shot clock's at 8. Benneman hoists it up. No. Rebound Rustoven. Thornton. Look at Marcus Thornton from all angles, fading away for three.
And that's just not an example of Marcus Thornton being hot. That's what he does.
Well, you're right. 3 ties and 6 lead changes thus far in this first half. Try back up. Damas inside for Parker Rivera. Basket and a foul.
Excellent focus that time by Rivera, not giving up on the play. We've seen Damas's DNA all over this first half. Excellent pass that time on the interior. But Parker Smith Rivera, just a grown man, strong move. Staying focused, keeping his eye on the rim, getting the 2 points.
Second foul on Tim Rustoven. 17th foul for the Tribe. Tamaj Parker Rivera out of Milford, Connecticut. St. Joseph's High School, #2 player in the state of Connecticut a couple years ago, where they won back-to-back titles. Comes here now in his frame at 6'7", 215, a huge addition for Towson in their rebuilding process.
When you look at Rivera's game, you see a guy that a year from now is going to benefit from all the minutes that he's logged, because he's going to be one of the main focal guys that they go to on the interior.
And a hand check foul here on Towson. It's on Burwell, his second. And that's a 17th foul, so 1-1 here coming up for William and Mary as we're tied at 20.
See, when William and Mary, when they spread you out all over the floor, your defensive ability or inability to defend sometimes gets exposed, because it's not in a congested area. You have to be able to slide your feet hard and to the left, slide your feet hard to the right. And if you can't defend, if you can't guard, you're going to get fouls all night.
Fight for it here, and Damas, while he was rolling around with it but had possession, called timeout before he lost it. So the Tigers will keep it when we return. 8:34 to go in the first half. Tribe and the Tigers tied at 20.
When you get away.
To follow CAA basketball in this season's championship, the league is on Twitter at CAA basketball and using the official hashtag CAA Hoops. Visit CAAsports.com and the official men's basketball blog, Hoop Scoop, for exclusive daily content from Baltimore and more ways to join the conversation on social media. Mike Corey, Ron Towson, Dallin Cuff here with you from the Baltimore Arena. Baltimore, Maryland, semifinal game number 2. Winner to take on Delaware tomorrow for the CAA Championship and the right to go to the NCAA tournament. Here's Benjamin with 2 fouls. Guthrie, 6 to shoot. Raphael Guthrie, strong drive.
That's what he does. You'll see him take very few perimeter jump shots. You'll see him oftentimes put his head down and drive, and you think nothing's there, Mike, and he always finds a way to get the ball to the basket.
Comes up with something, doesn't he? 22-20, Towson. Gillard lobs it over the top, finding Britt. Britt spinning through traffic. Got it back for 3 in the lead. And Tamaj Parker Rivera on the rebound. Guthrie for Parker Rivera, and it's blocked again down low a couple of times by Gaillard tonight. Nice play.
Excellent team defense on the interior that time by the Tribe.
Thornton up and under. Nifty move.
Marcus Thornton changes gears and he has the ability to go from left to right better than anyone I've seen in the country.
Good job by Thornton here. In this first half, he's got 9 points. Gaillard has 3 blocks so far for the William & Mary Tribe down low. Damas trying to post up, but Guthrie's going to take it. Shot clock, 5. Guthrie. Tough one, got the bounce. How about Thornton just said, you kidding me?
He says, what are you talking about? All I do is drive.
Thornton had a hand in his face. And he still got it. Thornton splitting the D. Finds Tarpey for 3. That one's good. And Terry Tarpey, the sophomore from Stamford, Connecticut, drains a 3 to tie it at 25.
I tell you what, that's gravy if Tarpey starts hitting threes. He's only shooting 18% from behind the line.
Just his 4th three-pointer of the season, Ron. You got it. 4 of 16 from three-point range for him. Benjamin travel. We got a timeout.
Guthrie flexing his muscles here late in the first half, doing what he does best. Nice little head fake, no need to go for that. Explodes to the basket. Then the very next possession, the shot clock's winding down. He sits down, he says, you know what the heck, let me take this one. Nip it tuck here in the first half. We're all tired.
Reassess his freeze it, guys. You see this left foot is a little dead. He needs to get up into Thornton, take away his space so he can get over the screen. He doesn't do that. Help comes late. Run it, fellas. Help comes late. They corral him, yes, and he hits a tough step-back jumper, but he's such a good player. That's way too much space. Got to take it away, and as Coach said, take him off the line. They keep talking about it in the huddle. Take away space, take guys off the line, make them a little uncomfortable.
Well, Dallin, how about Thornton scoreless his first 7 minutes of the game? He's got 9 points in the last 7 minutes, and we're tied at 25. Here's Daniel Dixon. Nice move by Dixon. Doesn't go, though. Rebound pulled home by Damas. Foster. Benedict tips it in. Just the 5th point of the night so far for Jarrell Benjamin. Tarpey flips it in on Foster. Floats it up and in off the window. Nice shot by Tarpey. He's got 7 points.
It was a good decision by Tarpey. That time, even though he hit a 3 earlier in the game, that's not what he does.
Right.
him putting his head down, getting to the basket, trying to draw contact, much better move.
When he did it too, drawing contact as well, and he still was able to finish. 4.5 left here in this first half. Coach Scary really doing some coaching on the sideline, trying to get his guys in the right spots. Burwell, a foul as Foster went for that offensive rebound. He got pushed.
Second chance points, that's what Towson likes to do. Good penetration by Burwell, but even better job by Benjamin at crashing the boards. William & Mary, when those shots go up, you have to know that that's the scouting report. One of the ways that Towson likes to score is not throughout the course of their offense. It's crashing the offensive boards. You have to turn, put a body on him, and keep him out of there.
Second foul on Sean Sheldon. Foster at the line. It's a 1-and-1. And he's got another. For more on second chance points, let's go back to Dallin.
Tony Shaver was harping about it in the huddle, saying, guys, we have to box out. You got to put a body on a body. You have to be tough. You have to be physical in this game. That's Towson's game. As Ron has already said, they're going to put it on the rim and they're going to go chase it. They know it, the Tribe, but they have to execute. He's not pleased with it right now.
2-point lead again for the Tigers here, coming up on 4 minutes left.
Towson in a little bit of a matchup, and the soft spot is right around that free throw line area.
Pruitt had a good look at a three, and there's a foul on the rebound this time on the Tigers. It came down to Sheldon. So Damas picks up his foul, his first foul, Marcus Damas, and that's the 8th team foul. So 1-and-1 for Sean Sheldon. Sophomore out of Traverse City, Michigan. Averages about 14 minutes a ball game. Gives him a good, 3 or 4 points, 3 rebounds a game, something like that for them, right?
He's one of those guys that comes in, and his stats don't always show his value to the ball club. He's the guy that gets the hockey assist a lot of times. He's the guy that gets the tip out that someone else gets to rebound because of. He single-handedly in the game last night in a quiet way helped these guys grab the win.
And he ties it back up at the free throw line. That's our 8th tie so far here in this first half. 7 lead changes and under 4 to go. Burwell, Damas, Foster, McGlynn, and Benjamin. And this drive by Burwell goes in for 2.
Towson's doing a great job at not just settling for long-range jump shots. Each possession, their whole ball club is trying to get as close as they can to force William & Mary to stop them.
Thornton again. A little bit long. Rebound Damas. Burwell's got 11 points for the Tigers. And that leads everyone in scoring so far in this first half. Trying to add to it with a 3, and it's short. Tarpey, a 1-on-3, and feeds it back for Dixon. And now look who's running the break here. It's Benjamin. Benjamin to the basket.
He's just so tough. He's just so tough. He took that one coast to coast, changed directions, and was able to finish with his left hand.
And that's 7 for the transfer from Georgetown, the senior out of Warrington, Virginia. And a timeout taken by the Tribe with 2:47 left in this first half, and we'll take it with them. 4-point lead for the Towson Tigers. Never been to the CAA Championship game ever in the CAA. Trying to change that here tonight.
Baltimore with Towson up 4 right now. Burwell taking advantage of their ability to get to the basket. That time he was able to get all the way to the basket before the help side defense was able to come. And right here, Darrell Benjamin, he's like a freight train at this point, coming full steam ahead. There was nothing that Tarpey could do.
This is the largest lead for Towson here in this game. It's just 4 points. Good knock away. Damas saves it. Benjamin recovers it. And now McGlynn for 3. And an out. Burwell fouled on the rebound. Good effort by the Tigers here on this set. Free throws coming when we come back. Towson 33. William & Mary 29.
Bends his arm, shoots the passing lane, and just outruns everyone, saves this play. Later in this play, Towson ended up getting an offensive rebound. In my opinion, he should get a steal as well as an assist, because offensive boards, that's how Towson plays. That's part of their offense. That's part of them scoring.
This is all when Coach Scarry came here a couple years ago, 3 years ago, where he said he had to change habits. You know, this team was 0-21 that year. He practiced the same way. He said, you know, on the road, he said he would go and he'd go right to his room, you know. He'd be like, you know, it was a tough year. They ended up 1-31. And then the second year, 18-13. Guys started believing, recognized they can win games. We're closing in on really a successful season. They weren't eligible for the CAA tournament last year. And so now this year, with a school record 23 wins, and have an opportunity to get to the...
But once you win, you then have to teach your ball club how to stay on top, because you go from hunting to now being the hunted. And it's a different mindset that you have to have, and it's paying attention to detail. You know, people are getting up for you every single night. It's a different animal that you have to get your team ready to prepare for.
And not a lot of teams, as a three-pointer goes up and in by Julian Bodner, who now gets into the act, cutting the lead in half. It's a 35-32 ball game now in favor of Towson. And how many teams can you think of that really, honestly, went from the basement, you know, to the top in 1 year? I mean, they went from last to first.
And he did it with a lot of transfers, with the guys coming in from junior college. And that's a hard thing to do, because you don't have a lot of time to develop chemistry.
Damas inside, doesn't go. Rebound pulled home by Pruitt. Looking for the screen from Sheldon, has it, and launches up a three for the tie. Yes, and a foul, and a chance to give William & Mary the lead.
Again, they hover around that three-point arc, and if you're not there on the catch, you're in trouble right there. A little penetration gets Bodner open on the perimeter, and this is just a big-time one-on-one play here by Marcus Thornton. They were there. That's just an even better shot.
And he got hit on the arm by Mike Burwell, who picks up his third foul, and that's huge for Towson, the way he's played so far in this first half. So he goes out. It's a rare four-point play opportunity here, and they convert. Thornton, a four-point play. Burwell on the bench with 3 fouls, and after a 6-point lead for the Tigers, it's quickly been erased, 36-35, William & Mary. 7-0 run. Damas, air ball. Tarpe. Thornton, every time he catches a one.
Oh, he's in attack mode. He's in attack mode. His decision-making has gotten a lot better here in his third year, as well as his ability to set other guys up.
40 seconds left. Thornton, again, another three. Trying to draw another foul. Here's Guthrie. Feeds for Parker. Rivera takes some contact, and we'll go to the free throw line. Fans coming up at the half. College basketball halftime report. Carolyn Mano, Donnie Marshall in the studios. The Blue Hens advance to the CAA Championship game tomorrow night. Who will they play? Will it be Towson or William & Mary? We're going to find out here shortly. Wichita State, what a season. Still unbeaten. Missouri Valley Conference champions. And tickets are being punched as we speak to the NCAA tournament. All that and more come up at the half. Carolyn and Donnie, stay tuned for that right here on NBCSN. John Davis back in for Towson. And Benneman's going to go out with 27.1 seconds left. First half for Benneman, 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field, around with 3 rebounds. So yeah, that's pretty good. Held in check anyway. But we've got 20 more minutes to go.
It's a pretty pedestrian first half for Benneman, but he's so explosive, and he has the ball in his hands so often. You always have to be aware from those 7 points going to 20.
Yep.
Really quickly.
$15 seconds left. See if the Tribe can take a halftime lead. Thornton with Sheldon. 3 seconds left. Thornton's going to have to pull it up from half court here at this rate. Thornton, he gets it off. And no good. So what a first half of basketball here in semifinal game number 2 of the CAA Championship. Winner to take on Delaware tomorrow night. And we are all tied at 36.
Excellent first half both ways. Neither team really hit a really big stride from an offensive standpoint because I thought defensively both got
50%. His concerns, though, are the foul trouble. Benneman's got 2. Burwell's got 3. Made them play more zone. Allowed William & Mary to get some good looks at 3. They did make some tough ones, as Ron said, but they've got to cut down on the attempts the Tribe even get to try to bring that number below 50% and take control of this game.
All right, so here we go. Second half underway, and the Tribe starting on offense. Here's Tarpey finding Thornton. And into Rustoven. The quick turnaround, got his own rebound. Not too much from Rustoven in that first half. He picked up a couple early fouls. Bad pass there by Thornton, trying to throw it through everybody. Guthrie picks it off. Guthrie, and off of the hands of Parker Rivera. Tribe ball. Probably should have just went up with that one. Huh?
It was a good idea by Guthrie, but just poorly executed. I like the fact that he attacked it hard. The help came. Just put a little bit too much mustard on it when he was trying to drop it off to Smith & Rivera.
Thornton leading the Tribe in that first half at 13 points. Mike Burwell had 13 for the Tigers to lead the way. Benneman with 7 points, the NBA prospect for Towson. 3 rebounds in that first half. Played 18 of the 20 minutes.
I thought that William & Mary did an excellent job at making life totally miserable for him as Britt gets all the way to the basket that time with no weak side help coming over from Towson.
Nice drive by Brett to put him back up 2. Towson swept the series this year with William & Mary. They beat him 85-70 at William & Mary and 70-68 at home on March 1st. So it wasn't that long ago. William & Mary feels like they kind of had that one, and Benneman just traveled.
Well, it's really difficult to beat a team 3 times in one season. You know, and so because what happens is, 1, pride gets in the way, but 2, the scouting report, you know, you start to know each and every little nuance that your opponent does, and to beat a team 3 times in 1 year is a very, very daunting task.
Britt being guarded up high. Tarpey makes a move on Benneman and almost got the basket. Parker Rivera cleans it up. Burwell. And there's going to be a blocking foul on Brett. He did all that he could to try to get Burwell to pick up his 4th.
Excellent push here by Towson. And you see Britt almost threw himself in the way of Burwell trying to pick up that charge. You can't blame him for the effort, because if he didn't kind of throw himself over there, it would have been an easy 2-point.
I think he was, you know, there was a lot of contact coming his way that he was almost trying to get kind of out of the way, kind of sliding over a little. It would have been kind of a major hit had he just stood his ground. He might have been able to take the charge. Turnover. Gaillard for 3.
That's the addition that Marcus Thornton has added to his game. In years past, he would have taken that shot. That time he penetrated with the idea of throwing it outside to his teammate.
Tribe fans liking the start. The second half started exactly the way the first half started. William & Mary led 5-0. And here in the second half, first 5 points scored by them again.
Watch this. Marcus Thornton gets in the pocket. Usually he would have tried to shoot a floater, but realized his teammate was open in the corner with no one there, and makes a perfect pass. He didn't have to move. Gaillard caught it, let it go. Perfect.
Third foul on the Tribe's Rustoven, so he is out. Not the night for him that he's wanted, and Sean Sheldon checks back in. Nice play inside. Look at that.
The old ball off the back play. You know, the defender, you have to realize, you have to know where the ball was. Heads up play by Burwell.
He's got 15 points. Three-point game. Sheldon battling with Parker Rivera down low. With a high screen. Shot clock inside 10. Brett, tough shot. Got it. Wow. That's a 3 by Brandon Brett.
Brett's putting together a really, really solid tournament this year, Mike. You know, last night, I think he saved William & Mary with his ability to get to the basket. He's not letting it go this game either. Burwell going Seeing William & Mary having their back turned. Great heads-up play that time by Burwell to get the easy layup.
And then he just gave it right back, though. And just Warren to pass Scary over there, a warning to the Towson bench. And now Parker Rivera igniting the Towson faithful here not far from their campus.
Excellent anticipation. And you've seen Burwell do it a few times. You've seen Parker Rivera do it a few times. And that's what William & Mary doesn't want. They don't want you to break up their pattern. They want to run this spread offense, this Princeton-style offense with the floor spread. If you can shoot the passing lane and put a little bit more pressure on the ball, you can disrupt it every time.
Thornton splitting the D, double clutch for two. That's special.
You can't stop that. I mean, what else can you do? You did a good job. He split the double team. I think that's the part of his game he needs to do a little bit more of because he's so good off the bounce. Incorporate getting to the basket a little bit more, and then that opens up your long-range bomb.
15 points for Thornton. It's 16 in the last game. Solid tournament. Definitely lost it. Got hit, no call. Here comes Britt. 2-on-1. Tarpey back to Britt. And William & Mary has their largest lead of the game at 8 points, 48-40. No timeout signal here by Towson. Coach Scary going to let him play. He's got Ford McGlynn coming up off the bench.
Towson is known primarily as more of the transition ball club. And right now, William & Mary, they're beating them at their own game.
It's a 12-4 run by the Tribe to open up the half. Here's Benneman trying to get him involved for three. Yes. No worry when you have that guy, huh?
He makes life an awful lot easier. But you need your players to make plays, and that's the Conference Player of the Year. He's got to pick it up and take his game to the next level if they're going to get out of here with a win.
He's got 10 points. Averaging almost 19 a game. Thornton, step back. That is so tough. Who's going to stop that?
Marcus took that jump shot, and before it hit the basket, he turned and looked at his bench and said, that's good. He knew that was good when it left his hands.
Putting on a show, and Damas gets tripped up and fouled. We got a timeout.
William & Mary, they pick things up defensively, and offensively, they have things going on all cylinders. Right here, high ball screen. Marcus Thornton splits the double team and gets all the way to the basket around Benneman. And then here in transition, this is where they're beating Towson at their own game. They're getting steals, they're getting out in transition. Towson has to do a much better job at getting back. And that right there, that's just a big-time one-on-one play by Marcus Thornton. He's leading the charge. William & Mary.
Benneman needs to tuck in. He's got Terry Tarpey guarding out here. Tarpey shooting 25% from the three-point line. Don't worry about that. Run it, fellas. He's going to come off and split, and now he's about one step late. And now he's got two fouls, so he can't take a charge, and he can't contest either. That ends up in a layup. If he gets that one step further close, Thornton's going to see him first. Maybe he doesn't even make the attempt to drive, or he has to pull up.
Well, here are the Tigers now on the offensive end as they've got Ford McGlynn in the ball game. 3-point specialist. See if he gets free. There he is. Thought about it, but he was out deep. Good recovery by Thornton. Shot clock down to 10. Burwell. Good on the move inside the lane for two.
You know, a lot of times when teams go zone, a lot of people think you have to take a jump shot. If a guy can't guard you in man-to-man, he can't guard you in zone either. Great job by Burwell attacking the zone off the bounce.
McGlynn was looking for his spot for three-pointers. You know, that's why he's in. He knows it, just didn't have the look. Gaillard. Nice little move there and gets the rim roll to go down. 52-45. 7 for Gaillard. Again, shot clock inside 10. Burwell's pass deflected. Thornton got it back. Thornton couldn't finish it. The tipped out to Pruitt. Foster the rebound. McGlynn had his head up the court. Thought about getting it to Damas. Instead, here's Burwell. Burwell's drive doesn't go. Rebound by Walter Foster. And a freshman from Atlanta for 2. Foul underneath.
More of the second chance points you're seeing right here by Towson. This is how their bread is buttered. Shot goes up. Excellent job on the interior to just fight and claw their way in to get that offensive rebound. And that's what Towson does. When you're in a nip-and-tuck game like this, it's the little things. It's the finer points of the game that you have to pay attention to if you're going to get a win, especially in postseason tournament play.
First foul of the second half called on Towson on for McGlynn. Rustoven against Foster, and he gets the roll.
That time, that was just an example of a senior taking advantage of a freshman that time. Rustoven took his time on the interior. Foster should have jumped and just blocked that shot. He's a lot more athletic than Rustoven. Be a little bit physical. Don't save your fouls. There's no reason for Foster. Foster's not Benjamin. He can afford to waste a few fouls.
Second team selection, and Rustoven's made a living on that shot, shooting 58% from the field in the CAA this year. It's first in the league. Benjamin. Step back, fade away. Count it. Within the framework of the team when they need it.
Well, he's the one guy on Towson's ball club that offensively should press his game a little bit.
Yeah, he could. Tarpey got a step and then lost it, and Guthrie got hit. And Tarpey's called for his second. And we got a timeout. It's a good one here. Semifinal game number 2. The Towson Tigers. The William & Mary Tribe. One of them will meet the Blue Hens in the championship game tomorrow, the CAA. William & Mary leads it by 5 with 11:40 to play here in Baltimore. In the Baltimore Arena here in Baltimore, Maryland. The top scorers today, Thornton leading the way for the Tribe, and Burwell's got 17 for Towson. All right, what have you seen so far here in this one, Ron? We've got 11:40 left, a 5-point Tribe advantage.
Well, it's really been interesting is William & Mary, they're known as a three-point shooting team. They lead the CAA in three-pointers. But this game, they've done a great job at attacking the basket. You know, they've got 20 points that they've scored off layups or throwing into their post guys. And that's really good. They're finding that balance between shooting threes but not falling in love with the three-point line.
I think they've been able to do that a lot this season here as Benjamin leads in, draws the foul, and should be for 3 shots as Tarpey goes into him. And now Tarpey's going to pick up his 4th, the 15th foul on William & Mary in this second half.
And this is Benjamin just being a crafty scorer. Once he gives the head fake, he knows that Tarpey's at an advantage. He didn't waste the shot fake, threw his body into him just enough to put the official in a situation where he had to make a call.
Well, the official just said 2, and everybody else is screaming 3. So let's see. They're going to go over and take a look at it. I don't know whether or not when he did lean in, whether he was over. So here it is. He's behind it there. Here's the fake. Now, yep, he steps in. Yep, that's good. That's a good call. It's two shots.
And that's the call the official had the first time.
Right.
They were all over it.
Yep, so they'll review it and confirm that that's the correct call. A 2-shot foul for Jarrell Benjamin as he stepped in. You see that right foot stepping over the black 3-point line. There it is.
Yep.
He did.
And that's an easy call.
They take position there.
Call for the official to make.
And more importantly, Tarpey's got his 4th foul for William & Mary. Benjamin from the field. He started 1 for 3, Ron. He's now 4 for 4 since. He's got 12 points. And with 11:21 to go, like you said, there's plenty of time for him to take over the ball game if he needs to.
Well, he's really poised. I mean, he's really comfortable in his own skin. I like the fact that his emotions don't really change. You know, he never gets too high, he never gets too low. Struggled a bit in the first half, but now that he's on a roll, he still has that same even keel look on his face.
Do you think that comes, you know, I mean, we all know a few players like that, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's more than not, but that always have that same demeanor. But I wonder if that comes more with having the people around you, having the confidence of your teammates, or with experience. And, you know, what happens if he's on a team that's just...
I think it's more the latter. I think it's experience. Because when you look at a guy like Usher from Delaware, another 5th-year guy, his expression doesn't change. And he gets on rolls, and he scored 42 points and 30 points. He's a big-time scorer. But he never gets emotionally high because these guys know the game is 40 minutes long.
Thornton, tough shot. Rebound Guthrie. That's a great one here tonight. Delaware knocked off Northeastern earlier, 87-74. They're awaiting the winner of this one. Benjamin trying to do it again, this time against Gaillard. And they're going to call Guthrie an over-the-back foul. Guthrie saying, I think McGlynn was open. You had him out on the wing.
Yeah, you know, this is Benjamin trying to do just a little bit too much right here. On the shot fake, when he didn't have anything, if he swung it to the top of the key, Burwell was wide open for a jump shot. But I'm going to tell you why I don't mind that. That's the best player in the conference. His job is to press his game a little bit more offensively, especially when your team is struggling and is behind. Now, if another player on Towson's team makes that same decision, it's a bad move.
Here's Rustoven, gets inside of Parker Rivera, and he got the ball, but a little bit of Rustoven as well. Fans not liking the call, but he just comes right over the top from behind him. That's not the position you want to be in. Yeah, that's a foul.
And it was just, if he'd blocked it high and kept his hand high, right there he's good. But then he comes down and hits him on the shoulder. That's an easy call for the official to make.
It's a first on Parker Rivera. Just a third team foul for the Tigers. So Tim Rustoven, CAA second team selection this year, third last year, in the all-CAA academic team. This guy certainly made the most of his William & Mary experience. The president of the Tribe Fellowship on campus. Nominee for the All-State Good Works team. There's a lot of stuff that he does, not only on the court, but off of it as well. In his senior season, trying to will his team to the championship game. 56-51. Coming up on the halfway point of this second half. Here's McGlynn for three. Count it! And for McGlynn. That's what he does. 2-point game.
Mike, did the Nets move?
Right.
He didn't hit the rim at all on that one.
Now 1 for 4 from three-point range today. It ignites the Towson faithful here in Baltimore. Gaillard responds for the Tribe from downtown. Benjamin. Burwell guarded by Dixon. That's the reset, but doesn't have much time. 6 to shoot. Burwell a little wild, out of control. They're calling offensive foul. That's his fourth.
Burrow right here on the drive, and he was a little bit out of control. He was a little bit indecisive on the move. Excellent job by William & Mary sliding over, taking the charge. Let's take a note. 9-minute mark. Towson's down 5. With Burrow going out of the game, he's been the consistent fiber in this game in terms of being able to score and generate points.
Marcus Damas is back in. Britt traveled and turns it over. Look at McGlynn.
That's what you call deep NBA range. He was a step behind the three. And then Tarpey goes down the other end and says, you know what? I can shoot it myself. I'm sorry, Gaylord.
Yeah, I kind of wrote that part down on my notepad here, too, as well, Ron, with those three-pointers, because the McGlynn three cuts it to 2, but then it quickly right back up to 5. Here's Guthrie, and he will convert on this shot. Cuts it to 3. Just felt like the momentum for a second there for Towson. Maybe getting it back right here now, down by just 3. That was a huge 3, though, I felt like, by Gaillard in the corner.
Now, in this matchup zone by Towson, the soft area is right around the free throw line area. If they can get it in there and then start to operate with their offense, they'll be in good shape. Right there where 0 just was for the Tribe.
10 to shoot here. Britt. Dixon, that's a wild three-pointer, and that's way off. Rebound, Rustoven. Benjamin. This is 4th rebound of the afternoon. Trying to take it the distance, and it's intercepted.
That's how I thought Benjamin got too creative. He got all the way to the basket. You're the best player in the conference. You got to take that shot.
Thornton just pushed off on McGlynn. So Marcus Thornton just his first foul. That looked pretty obvious. Timeout.
Things starting to heat up a little bit here in the CAA Conference Tournament. And Guthrie doing what he does best. He's like a bull in a china shop. Puts his head down, gets as close as he can, nails the deuce. Just touches and makes someone else take the shot.
Well, you just said it right there. It's the shooting stroke. That's what's always consistent. Where he releases it from, he's got the follow through. He's got good rotation on the ball. Yeah, he looks sometimes a little off on the step backs and double clutch and stuff, but it always looks smooth when he releases it.
And he's not a guy that just shoots on game day. He's a gym rat. He's the first to the gym, the last one to leave, spends the time on his game. I had an opportunity to see him play a lot this summer. He's from Washington, D.C., came up to Georgetown a lot and worked out with those guys. Just a pure gym rat.
Thornton's got 17 points for the Tribe, but he's scoreless the last 8 minutes as it's a 3-point lead. Here's Guthrie, got it deep inside from Benjamin, and he scores.
Guthrie's a guy that plays a lot larger than his 6-foot stature. You know, he's like a bull in a china shop. He's really well compact, put together with a football player in high school. He's like an undersized 3-4 out there.
Well, he's got 9 points and has cut the Tribe lead down to 1 with under 7 minutes left. Pruitt for 3. Got it off the glass.
Let me tell you, 3 is 3. But did he call it?
I don't think I saw anything on that.
Pruitt would tell you, yes, I did call glass.
That was smooth the way it went down, but he did hit the glass. A 4-point lead. Brett almost had a steal. It was tipped. He wanted backcourt. He tipped it though. McGlynn finds a cutting. Damas! Who wants to go to the championship game tomorrow versus Delaware? 2-point ball game. Britt along 3 from NBA range. Brandon Britt.
Mike, we got one heck of a basketball game here. Both teams making huge plays. No one wants to go home. Both teams want to play in the big game tomorrow.
Britt's 10 of 16 in this second half. Damas definitely says, skip it. I got McGlynn over there. Instead, it's Benjamin. Benjamin powers his way to the hole.
And if Benjamin stays closer to the basket, I really think that William & Mary, they don't have an option for him. He's settled a little bit too much for not digging in deep. When he catches it along that free throw line area and attacks, he's too big and too strong.
Nice pass inside to Rustovic. Basket and a foul. Parker Rivera's called for it. He got caught and they went to the baseline side.
Excellent hustle right here, both ways. Towson ends up with the baseline basket by Damas. But then right here, Rustovic working on the interior, bodies banging, nice little head fake, draws the foul. And what he did well on that play, he kept his eye on the basket. A lot of times, once guys know they get hit, they close their eyes and curl up. He wanted to be greedy. He tried to get the 2 points.
Rustovic can't complete the 3-point play, but it's a 5-point William & Mary advantage. Benjamin just going all the way to the hole, almost travel, and instead just says, let me just float this one in. Cuts it back down to a 3-point game.
But he's in attack mode, and that's what you want. Get action going towards the basket. Use that big body to do something other than shoot jumpers on the perimeter.
Pruitt falling down, beats Rustovic again. This guy's been a living off those cuts to the basket.
You know,
the recipient.
And you look at him physically, and you say, how can he get some of these balls to the basket? He's a little bit more frail than some of the Towson guys, but he's finding a way.
He also gets the inside positioning. It's good work with his body down low. Benjamin for 3. Handed his face, and there's a foul as Walter Foster was going for the rebound. And he called on Rustovic of William & Mary.
Right here, this is what Benneman's at his best. When he's in attack mode, going towards the basket, because no one can stop him. That last possession, that if I'm William & Mary, that's what I want him to do. I want him to stay at the top of the key, take 3 dribbles, and then take a fadeaway 3. He's a lot more effective when he gets his body and his movement going towards the basket.
4th foul on Rustoven run. 17th foul for the Tribe. So Towson's in the bonus for the rest of this game. Rustoven going out.
Rustoven gave him some really, really solid minutes here in the second half.
It's good fundamental basketball, this team, with William & Mary, and he gets it done. Rustoven 10 points, 8 in the second half. Foster to 1-1, so 1 more to go. Chance to cut it to 3. And Foster, the former star at Booker T. Washington High School in Atlanta, in his freshman season here at Towson, goes out. Parker Rivera's back in. 3-point ball game here, folks. William & Mary, 11 of 21 from 3-point range, leading the conference in field goal percentage and 3-point shooting percentage.
If you're Towson, you have to look at the floor right now. Right now, with the way that the guys that Tribe has on the floor, Thornton is going to be the one to be very, very aggressive. No Rustoven, no Britt.
Dixon. Well, Sheldon lost the ball, but into the hands of Pruitt. It feeds it underneath for Sheldon. Look at the follow there by Gaillard. Nobody boxed him out. We're under 4 to go. The trip to the CAA Championship game on the line versus Delaware tomorrow night. Benneman kicks it. Guthrie, 3. Yes, that's huge. Timeout Towson with 3:23 to go. Guthrie for the tray.
Rustoven doing a great job here in the second half at creating scoring opportunities for us.
We're not going to settle. You see Benneman a turn and a dress, and they said they will see cutters. Look at one of these 2 cutters. Guthrie coming down this side or Foster that side. They said one of these guys will be open. They deliver the pass to Guthrie, and he finishes at the rim through a little contact, but Scary preparing his team for what they will see. Hey, you're going to see a zone out of a break. That's good scouting and a great execution by his team to know where the look, where the read was and finish.
Coach Scary and the Tigers on a 7-game winning streak. They've won 11 of their last 12. Trying to reach the CAA Championship game where they have never been in the conference. It's tomorrow night versus Delaware. Entry pass into Rustoven, got taken away. Guthrie with Benneman, Burwell, Damas, and Parker Rivera, the 5 of the court for the Tigers. Two-time player of the year, Benneman. In the CAA for Burwell. Benneman right to the glass, rejected. Parker Rivera has it. He's fouled, and 2 shots coming his way. And that's it for Tim Rustoven. So hang on tight. The William & Mary Sr. has fouled out. He is done. Will his team have enough to hang on and take up to the championship game? 2 minutes and 40 seconds there and change the foul. You can only just make sure that you had the right number there.
But what happened, Rustoven, before he ended up in the vertical position, his hand was down, and that's when the contact was made.
Yep.
And he ended up with his hand straight up, but he did have his hand over in a downward position, and that's where the contact was initially made. On the replay, you could see it. That was an excellent call by the baseline official.
Yeah, that's when they called it, when it was down. Exactly. So he fouls out. And here is Tomaj Parker Rivera. .58% free throw shooter on the season. Ball tipped. And into the hands of Thornton. William and Mary has led this entire second half. We were tied at 36 at the break. They come out and score the first 5 of the second half. Thornton, the fadeaway, does it again.
Big time plays have been made both ways. And the thing that's so dangerous about Thornton is if he has the ball in his hands, that's too late. Because he can, this late in postseason play, by not having certain things that you're capable of doing. If you're Towson, what you have to try to do is make these shots that they're taking a little bit more difficult and try to limit them. But you're not going to stop the try from getting these threes off. They're just too good.
Possession arrow favoring the Tigers. Towson's in the bonus. Still 2 fouls to give for Towson. And it's going to be a foul on Britt for William & Mary. So 19 fouls, still a 1-and-1 here, and that stops the clock with 2:08 to go. Britt picks up his third. How about that shot by Thornton that we just saw, Ron, for William & Mary? His first points in over 13 minutes. It seems like he's been scoring every couple minutes, but he was in a little bit of a drought there.
Well, and during that drought, Rustoven did a great job at carrying the load. Now he's not in there, so now Thornton has to go back to getting the job done.
Omar Pruitt, CAA Rookie of the Year, comes back in for Tarpey. And Raphael Guthrie with one more free throw. A guy that was the leading scorer off the bench last year and this year. Then he inserted him into the starting lineup. This is his 8th start in a row today. And the senior out of Washington, D.C. with 1 of 2. So a couple of crucial free throw misses by the Tigers in the last 2 trips, and we would have been tied here at 73.
Each possession, we're going to see a steady diet of Thornton, a steady diet of Britt, and then they're going to sprinkle in a little Gaylord.
Yep. There's Gaylord right now. Gaylord got it back. Kicks it for Britt. Almost fell down. Takes it right in. Doesn't go. Tipped by Sheldon. Out of bounds to Towson. 1:42 to go in the CAA Championship semifinal game number 2. The winner takes on Delaware tomorrow night for the title right here on NBCSN.
You know, that possession, William and Mary, they got a solid shot. Excellent effort. And right there, you see Britt got his fingertips right on it. Officials all over.
Mike Corey, Ron Thompson, Dallin Cuff coming to you from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. Coming down to 1.5 minutes remaining. Towson has never been to the CAA Championship game.
If I'm Towson, I go to Benjamin, but I try to give it to Benjamin a little closer to the basket. Because right now, this far away, the defensive help can set itself up.
Benjamin's traveling violation. Took steps with 1 minute and 15 left.
That's why it's better to give it to him on the block. Because when you're at the top of the key, the weak side guys are staring at you. And that time, he tried to go a little bit too quickly and travel.
Now there's some emotion from Benjamin, upset with the turnover. And Towson takes a timeout. 1:15 remaining. William & Mary ball up 2. Towson with 2 timeouts left. Try
and Gaylord as we come down this final stretch.
Britt is 4 for 5 from 3-point range today. Thornton 2 of 6. Keep an eye on the shooters. 11 of 21 of the try from 3-point range. How huge will a 3-pointer be here for William & Mary to see if they try to set something up? Pruitt for Thornton. They use some clock. Sheldon got it to Thornton. Gaylord back to Thornton. 10 to shoot. 50 seconds to go in the game. Gaylord got hit and fouled by Benjamin. Now Gaylord, a 62% free throw shooter, but that's just the 16 fouls, so they do not have free throws coming. One more and they will shoot. So that resets the shot clock at 35 here, Ron. Changes things a little bit now. 45 seconds to go.
No doubt. Right now they have more time to run their half-court set. They're not in a hurry.
They could run it down to 10 seconds.
Look for them to run the same play they just ran, because off of that ball screen by Thornton, they were able to pull 2 defenders, which had Gaylord open on the wing.
Sheldon. Britt, a long 3. Front rim, rebound Guthrie. 20 seconds, late to the floor for Damas. Couldn't hang on, he was out of bounds. And it's try ball with 18.1 seconds as Pat Scarry wants a timeout.
Right now, I tell you what, Guthrie's really frustrated with himself because that was a pass he didn't have to make. You already have the ball in the lead. Just hold on to it and burn the clock.
Oh, I don't know if Damas is out of bounds there. That left foot, he was still in bounds.
He sure was. He sure was.
That left foot comes down before the white line. Look at it again. Watch this. He doesn't quite have the ball, but his left foot, now he's in midair. Now that's the new addition this year with the monitor review and how many times the officials can go to it so they get it right. The possession arrow favors Towson, and that's where they've come up with the possession. So it's a 2-point lead for William & Mary and Burwell to inbound. They do have a timeout. They get it into Benjamin.
They have enough time.
10 seconds. Benjamin. Taking it to the hole. Got it stripped. Ball out of bounds. This is William & Mary ball.
Excellent job by Marcus Thornton. He snapped down on the dribble and hit that ball just enough for Benjamin to lose control.
And they're going to go right back to the monitor and do it again. So Tim Nestor heads over, and they want to make sure they got this one right. And this is what you can do. This is what we were told, that when it goes out and it's tipped by a player for each team under 2 minutes, there's where you go to the monitor. So that's what they're doing. They can definitely do this to see, hey, whose ball is it, and make sure that they got this one right. William & Mary was the call. 5.5 seconds. We'll look at it again.
Watch Marcus Thornton at the top of your screen. He comes in, gets a hand on the ball right there. In under 2 minutes, they can go and review it, and they're trying to see who was the last one to touch it.
And is this Towson ball here? Look. Let's look at the end of it. There's the touch by Benjamin. Okay, now that's out. From that angle, it looks like it might have been touched by William & Mary, but I think on our previous one, you can see that it looked like Benjamin did hit it.
I really think that one's off of Towson. I thought Benjamin was the last one to touch it.
Right here. This is the one. This is the angle.
That's Tarpey right there. Benjamin goes after it.
Look at Benjamin in white right there. There's the right hand.
Yeah. Does Tarpey hit it? Nope. Yeah, that's off Benjamin. That was off Benjamin.
Yeah, and they are going to say William & Mary ball. I was going to say the Tribe fans would be somewhat irate, to put it bluntly, of two calls like that, saying, hey, we're not going to get either one of them. So they do have it now. Still 5.5 seconds. Boatner to inbound. They have 3 timeouts. And they're going to use one of them. So 2 timeouts left for the Tribe. Still leading by 2 with 5.5 left.
I like the idea. Closer to the basket. If he posts and makes a strong move, they cannot stop him.
Boatner needs to get it in. Does so to Thornton. And fouled quickly by Guthrie. So that's the guy they wanted to get it into. Thornton, the best free throw shooter for the Tribe at 78%. And can really ice it here with these 2 free throws.
There's some guys that shoot free throws well throughout the course of the game. But then there are other guys that can close. And Marcus Thornton's one of those guys that when you're trying to close a game, you want him on the floor. Because we already seen him make a defensive play, and we already know what he can do offensively.
We'll have this guy back for another year, just a junior. Not far from his hometown in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. 3-point lead.
If he makes this one, if I'm William & Mary, I pick up full court. I don't allow them just to run it down my throat. I pick up full court and have weak side support, almost like you do in your half-court defenses. You have the guys behind the ball. 2 plays should have been run for him.
School record 23 wins and counting for the Towson Tigers. Coach Scarry hoping that Thornton misses this free throw. They have some magic, even if it is a 4-point game, a 4.9, although it's going to be tough. Thornton's got 20 points, 4 of 6 from the free throw line today. And he iced it for the Tribe. Yes. 75-71. Burwell going deep with it. Benjamin, the catch for three. No good. Rebound, Thornton. William and Mary is going to the CAA Championship game for the third time in 7 seasons with a 75-71 win over the Towson Tigers.
I tell you, William and Mary, they always find a way to win this time of year. And I credit Tony Shaver for getting these guys to this point. Yesterday's game, they weren't playing well at all. Whatever he said to them at halftime